EA Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Thanksgiving matchup. It's the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 24.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of, sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, our holiday coverage kicks off with a good one here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. Breaks through the contact. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. As we get a peek at their dynamic signal caller hailing from Mississippi State, it's Dak Prescott.
You want to talk about a driven player partner. This guy is absolutely that person. He doesn't just have goals in this game. He wants to be remembered among the best to play the position, and he treats every game as an audition for that. It's a lofty goal to set for yourself, but we've seen his drive lead to some impressive games from him. Perhaps another one is in store today.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
That was well played there defensively. Two tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Lee McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On play action, Prescott. Now he's flushed out left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Gets around him. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. Cooks on the quick slant. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
2nd down and 4. Throwing, Prescott. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Dowdle will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Elliott, toss right. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Cowboys will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on a national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done, in his mind, each and every time.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down. Gone. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. His throw incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover. But I love their fight, planted their feet, and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play fake. Here's Prescott. And incomplete on the deep ball.
How the coverage was positioned, up was about the only spot the quarterback had to try and deliver that pass. Just put a little too much height on it. Incomplete.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Prescott now. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll run for the first time with the speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's Goff. He's got right on the short throw. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
2nd down and 6 now. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Goff going to get this to Gibbs. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Hand off now to Gibbs. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 14-yard line.
This to Laporta, right side. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, Goff. Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. That is brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up the 4th down.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They'll try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. You get down this deep, Charles, you hate to settle for a field goal. They roll the dice on 4th down, really just hoping to get that first. But as it turns out, they take it all the way into the end zone.
You mentioned that they took a little bit of a gamble there. Think about it this way. Most teams throw the ball in this situation in the NFL, so they really gamble with a running play, and boy, did it pay off. Pay dirt.
Lions 7.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. From the 31, here's 2nd and 3. Here's Prescott. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Left side to Lamb. He's got daylight. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. They'll catch and run. Good for 18 and a first down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. And again, it's Prescott. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
First down, Prescott. There again is Cooks, complete. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now Prescott. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And this one is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So good work there to get points just before the half as they add on to their lead.
As trite as it sounds, every little bit helps. That's exactly what they're going for. Anytime you get a chance to put points on the board, you take it.
And they didn't leave the other side with much time at all on the clock. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA getting through the break at record pace and right back to football. 3rd quarter, here we go. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the 3rd. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Here's Goff now on second down. That's to the tight end reporter. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
On first down, it's gone. And his throw here is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
On second down, here's Gibbs. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
Third down and 6. Here's Goff. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him. And it's incomplete.
Maybe that ball is 2 yards shorter. It's going to get them the lead because he had a receiver running free there. That's a tough one to miss on.
Here comes the Lions punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Yards on the punt there. And they will take over first and 10. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. Off the play fake, Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
2 yards to go, second down. They run here with Dowdle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Here's Prescott. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
At the 42-yard line.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jalen Tolbert, 58 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And Detroit getting set to go now. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Now Goff on 1st down. Got his man. It's Williams. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Goff. And this one is incomplete.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3 and out.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Prescott now. The short one there taken in by Ferguson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Prescott. Pass taken in by his big tight end. It will be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
And down inside the 15 he goes. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. To throw is Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, it's Prescott. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So on fourth down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the fourth quarter. Now a first down throw. Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw on second down is Goff. He's got it to Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
This pass down the field for Gibbs. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They run again with Dowdle. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. Good gain there on first down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 4. A running play. It's Dowdle. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. This defense, tough to run against, and those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Goff now to throw. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. This pass down the field for Gibbs. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been a bell cow all day, and he'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And we talked so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.